Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer Weiss with Llama Yoga. We're gonna take our practice outside today. So go ahead and meet me on the mat. Coming to seated. And bending the knees, sitting upright. Let's go ahead and bring the soles of our feet together. And sitting and lengthening the back. Bring the hands behind the back, pressing up and lengthening. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And then bringing the knees together. Go ahead and begin to either hover, lifting the feet just above the mat or bringing them parallel, setting up boat pose. Lengthen through the spine, through the crown of the head. From here, going into half boat. You're going to extend that spine out, lengthen the legs if it feels all right. Nice and long. Come back to boat pose. Bring the soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. Sitting, lengthening. And let's do that sequence 2 more times. So we're going to bring the knees together, lifting the legs up. And if you want to keep the knees bent, feel free to. You can also extend the legs for full boat pose. Nice deep breath in, lengthening up the spine. And then slowly begin to roll back. Knees can stay bent. Arms are reaching for that half boat. Scoop the belly in. And then coming up to our boat pose. Sit up tall. Soles of the feet together. Baddha Konasana. One more round just like that. Knees come in. Letting the legs come up. Lengthen the spine, reach the arms forward, or hold on. From here, coming into that half boat. All the way up. Soles of the feet together. Sit up tall. So from here, we're gonna transition by coming onto our hands and knees. Anchoring the hands down, pressing the knees down. Take a nice deep inhale, begin to gaze your heart forward. Exhale, drawing the belly in, rounding the spine. Inhale, looking forward, arching the back. Exhale, drawing up and rounding. And then coming to a neutral spine. So not overarching in either direction. Curling the toes under. We're going to hover, lifting those knees just an inch above the mat. So drawing the belly in, keeping the spine long. So not rounding and not arching, but maintaining. From here, begin to keep lifting those hips, lifting the legs, making our way back into downward facing dog. And then from downward facing dog, go ahead and come up onto the tippy toes, roll forward into plank. And then coil up, reach it back, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, go ahead and either walk, step, or jump to the top of the mat, folding completely over the legs. Allowing the head to relax. Soften the knees as much as you would like. Slide the hands up onto the shins, lengthen your spine. And then go ahead and refold. Let's come all the way up. Reach the arms up and over the head. Hands to the heart. Hands to mountain. Inhale, sweep the arms up and over the head. Exhale, fold forward. From here, really bend those knees deeply, laying your belly right onto your thighs. Keeping the legs right where they are, begin to lift your torso off your legs. Arms can extend out in front or up by the ears, chair pose. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Go ahead and refold. From here, we're going to step the right foot back into a lunge. So anchoring into the ball of that right foot, pressing down through our left leg. Hug the outer hips together, lift straight up. Arms can reach with you. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Circle the arms down and around. Step it back, downward facing dog. From our downward facing dog, coming up onto those tippy toes, roll forward into plank. Pause in plank, press those hands into the mat, and then coil up and back, downward facing dog. From here, right foot will lift up to the sky. Hug that knee in, step forward. So pressing down through that right foot, left ball of foot is pressing down. Hug those hips together. Begin to lift with that power. As you come up into crescent, option to spin the back foot down into warrior one. Circle the arms down, step forward, fold over the legs. From here, let's rise up halfway and lower. Soften the knees, come all the way up to stand. Arms reach up, returning to the heart and down. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lifting halfway and fold. Bend those knees, lay the belly right onto the thighs, keeping that nice deep squat. Reach the arms out in front, up over the ears, beside the ears. Chair pose. One more breath here. Slowly fold over the legs. We're going to step the left foot back into a lunge, crescent pose, or warrior one. So anchoring down, feel that outer right hip to support you as you come up halfway. And let's reach those arms back as if you're kind of flying. So shoulders go back and away. As you reach the hands back. And now using your abdominals, using your core, begin to help lift the torso up and add the arms. Circle the arms down to the mat. Step all the way back, downward facing dog. From down dog, coming up onto your tiptoes, roll forward, plank. Pause here as you press through the hands, spreading up the shoulder blades, drawing in through the belly, pressing those heels back, and then coil up through the belly. Come back, downward facing dog. Left leg will reach up to the sky. Hug the knee in. Step it between the hands. Crescent pose or warrior one, coming up halfway. Extend those arms back. So you're hugging your hips together. Arms reach back, shoulders away from the ears. Breathing. And then using your core to bring your torso upright. Arms can follow suit. From here, hands are going to come down to the mat. Step forward and fold. Rising up halfway. Refold. And then let's come all the way up. Take the arms up and over the head. Hands to the heart. Hands into mountain. From here, chair pose. So sitting right back, arms extended. Drawing the belly in. Bring both hands to your heart. We're going to turn and either bringing both hands to the outside of the right hip or hooking that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Twisted chair pose. Spinning your heart and your belly towards the right. Bring weight into that right foot and gently begin to step the left foot back into a lunge. Twisted lunge. From our twisted lunge, begin to come to center, hovering here, just above the leg. Reach those arms back. And then let's come all the way up. Reach the arms up. And we're going to spin that back foot down, warrior one. From warrior one, go ahead and lower the arms, reach them behind you. Interlacing the fingers, we're going to open up the chest. Hands can stay at the lower back, hugging elbows towards each other, or reaching the hands towards the back foot. Option to bow forward. Coming all the way up, and whichever one you've chosen, release the hands. And then from here, let's bring both hands to the waist, straighten the front leg. Go ahead and slide that back foot in about 6 inches. And you're gonna hug that right hip back so that both hips are in line with each other. Extend the spine. Gently begin to fold forward. Hands can stay at the waist, continuing to create that space and that length. Hands can come down to the mat or to blocks. Parsva-Tanasana, pyramid pose. Taking a few breaths here. And then slowly coming all the way up, taking the arms up and over the head. We're going to bring that right hand down and into the right hip crease. So roll that right hip back. And then refold, continuing that nice long spine. Left hand is going to come maybe right underneath the shoulder onto a block, setting up for twisted triangle. So if you've got tighter hips or you want more space in your hips, This is kind of a starting point, and then that block can move closer to your leg as well as on the outside of your right foot. So from here, begin to spin your heart, spin your chest towards your right side. Maybe still keeping that right hand in the hip crease, or freeing that right hand up towards the sky. 2 breaths here. And then bringing that top arm down, step forward, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. From here, bringing the hands up to the hips, soften the knees, come all the way up. Chair pose, bending those knees deeply, extending the arms either in front or up. Draw the navel in, draw the hands in, and then slowly twisting to your left side. Hands coming to the outside of the leg or hooking your elbow, palms to prayer or hand over fist for chair. Belly and heart turning towards the left side. Bringing weight into that left foot. We're going to step the right foot back into a lunge. So pausing in that twisted lunge. And then slowly coming back to center, hovering. And then all the way up. Spin our back foot down, warrior one. Go ahead and sweep the arms down. Interlacing the fingers behind the back. Open up the chest. But don't do it so that you're arching in the lower back. Keep that natural curve. Not too much, not too little. Bow forward. And then pressing into the legs. Come all the way up to stand. Straighten that front leg. Step the back foot in about 6 inches. And now bringing both hands to the waist. Drawing that left hip back, right hip comes forward a little bit so that they're nice and in line with each other. So hugging those hip creases back, lengthen the spine. So you've created all the space in your hips so that as you back forward, you can fold over that leg. Hands to blocks, hands to the mat, or hands staying at the hip crease. One more full breath here. Slowly rising all the way up. Taking our arms up. And now left hand comes into the left hip crease. So guiding that left hip back. Slowly refolding again. So right hand, again starting right, bringing it down to a block or to the mat right under the right shoulder. And then if that feels all right, you can continue to move that hand closer to your left foot. So from here, beginning to turn the heart, turning the belly towards your left side. So create that space. Allow the pelvis to turn. Left hand can stay in the hip crease or release up to the sky. Twisted triangle. Last breath here. Bringing that top arm down. We're going to step forward, fold over the legs. Uttanasana. From Uttanasana, go ahead and walk your feet out a little bit, toes a little wider than the heels. Sitting back into a squat. Maybe coming all the way down to the mat. If you have any sensitivity in the knees, feel free to not come down that method, but taking your time one leg at a time. And then coming onto our, come all the way down onto our back. Drawing the knees into the chest. And then slowly lifting the shoulders up off the mat. So we've got shoulders and knees really close together. And then we're going to take our knees wide. Feet are still touching. Reach your hands right through the center. So you're coiling your navel down, lifting your shoulders up, kind of like crow pose, but on your back. So reaching here through the center. And then from here, let's take this crow pose and let's go into a handstand. So extending the legs forward, arms reaching up and over the head. From this reclining handstand all the way back into crow pose. So lifting those shoulders up, rounding the spine. One more time, extending, staying nice and long. Legs can stay higher up to the sky. And then last time, Supta Bakasana, reclining crow. And then bringing everything down to the mat. Take a moment here, knees bent. Hands to the belly. Walking the feet in close to the hips, pressing the feet firmly into the mat. Begin to lift the hips straight up towards the ceiling. And then bending your elbows. Your fingertips are pointing up towards the ceiling. Just take a moment and gently walk one shoulder blade a little closer to the other, but still keeping the arms up. Not your deepest bridge pose, but just trying to match that strength with range of motion here. One more breath just like this. And then sliding the shoulders out, lowering the pelvis down to the mat. Let's do one more bridge pose. Either variation if you want to just keep just what we did with the fingers up towards the sky, or interlacing the fingers below the back. So starting with lifting those hips up. Either interlacing the fingers under the body. And again, try to match as much effort as you are pressing down into the mat. You're opening the body. And notice if there's a point where you might be pushing too far or not enough, and just listening. Release the hands. Lower the pelvis down. From here, walking the feet out a little wider on your mat. And then allow both knees to just fall over towards the right. So just a little wider More spacious twist. Arms can come out to a T or to goalpost arms. See if you can keep that left shoulder down on the mat. Gaze can be over towards your left. If there's any tenderness in the knees or in the lower back, feel free to prop your legs up on blocks or blankets or pillows. Bringing the knees up. And then switching sides, letting both knees fall over to that left side. Keeping that right shoulder down. And again, your gaze can be over to the right. And back to center. Maybe coming into happy baby. So bringing the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, hands, and grab the inner or the outer foot, and then taking those legs wide as if you're coming into a squat. Allow the lower back to really release into the ground. And then from here, bringing the feet down, making your way back up to seated. So for the video, we're going to end practice with just one breathing exercise, but if you want to go into Shavasana afterwards, feel free to. So sitting up nice and tall, feel free to prop up your hips if you'd like. We'll just do Nadi Shuddha, alternate nostril breathing, bringing our first two fingers to our third eye, our ring finger to the outside of the left nose, and the thumb to the outside of the right nostril. And closing off the right nostril, go ahead and take a deep breath in through the left side, sitting up tall, pausing at the top. Close the left side, open the right, and breathe out. Inhale up through the right side. Pause at the top. Release through the left. And now moving at your own pace. And just pausing between sides. And let's do one more round, finishing with an exhale on the left side. Allow the breath to flow evenly through both nostrils. Draw the hands to your heart. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.